Hello friends, I'm your Vitamin Vegman girl. Are you tired, run down, listless? Do you poop out of parties? Are you unpopular? The answer to all your problems is in this little bottle, Vitamin Vegman. Vitamin Vegman contains vitamins, meat, vegetables, and minerals. Yes, with Vitamin Vegman, you can spoon your way to health. All you do is take a tablespoon after every meal, and it's so tasty too. Just like candy. Hi, my name is Lucille Ball, and I am one of the first women comedians. That commercial I just did back there was one of my most popular episodes from my television show called I Love Lucy. I'm a famous American, and I want to tell you about my life and how I made my dream come true. In 1911, I was born in Jamestown, New York. My family and I moved around quite a bit when I was very young. When I was 3 years old, my father became ill with typhoid fever and died. Soon after, my brother, Fred Henry Ball, was born. I had an unhappy childhood because my father died, and when my mother remarried, her new husband wasn't very nice to me. They left looking for work and left me with my grandparents. I didn't live with my mom for nearly 4 years. When I was 17, my mom had told me that she had enrolled me in a drama school. But once I was there, people laughed at me and told me I would never become a comedian or actress. However, I was determined to make it in show business, and I became a showgirl. But I was fired because I couldn't really dance ballet. So I became a model instead. One day, I was getting ready to model when a hairstylist told me, "Your hair does not match your soul, but your soul is on fire." So with that, he dyed my hair reddish orange, and that became my trademark. One of my other trademarks was wearing a pearl necklace, red lipstick, and my bright, bright blue eyes. During that time, my friend painted a portrait of me. That portrait was used in advertising all across the country. Then MGM hired me, and off to Hollywood I went. When I was in Hollywood, I volunteered for any stunt or trick so I would be noticed. In 1940, I met my husband, who was Cuban. His name was Desi Arnaz. We liked each other from the start, and so, on November 30th, 1940, we got married. In 1949, I took a chance, and my husband and I created our own television company called Desilu Productions, Inc. Finally, CBS actually gave us a spot on the television comedy act. We didn't know what to name our show at first, but after a bit, we decided on naming it I Love Lucy. It was a huge hit. One of my most popular episodes involved job switching with the husbands doing the housework while my friend Ethel and I tried to get jobs at a chocolate factory. But the manager was mean and told us if we let one chocolate get past us on the conveyor belt, then she would fire us. But we couldn't quite keep up wrapping the chocolates on the conveyor belt, so I stuffed them down our shirts, into our hats, and into our mouths, so she wouldn't notice that someone actually gotten past us. This episode was very, very funny. I Love Lucy was on the top 10 television show list in just 4 episodes, and it stayed that way from 1952 to 1949. And I won a total of 4 Emmys and was nominated 13 times for I Love Lucy. I was in 72 movies throughout my life, and one of the biggest awards I have won is the Golden Globe Cecil DeMille Award. Sadly, my husband and I divorced, but I was remarried to Gary Morton, also a fellow comedian. Also, throughout my Desilu company, I made the original Star Trek and Mission Impossible television shows. But I sold the studio in 1967. Lucille Ball sadly died in 1989 from a ruptured aorta following open heart surgery. She was 78 years old. One of the life skills she had was being very original because she was one of the first women comedians. She also was the first woman to own her own television studio. And in one show, she even talked about having a baby. Back then, it wasn't allowed to be talked about because people thought it was rude. But it actually turned out to be one of her best episodes. Lucille Ball also was very creative when she was making her television shows. She used many props and people, and she made every scene, show, and episode hilarious. And Lucille Ball also did not accept ideas from anyone else. She thought of every detail and prop herself. Lastly, she was funny. Lucille loved to be funny, so she would love being a comedian. Maybe someone would argue, but I think she's the funniest comedian ever in the world. Lucille Ball should be remembered because she was a great comedian and actress. People all around the world were inspired by her, and they still are today. Even I want to become a comedian now because of her.